All right, everybody, welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're taking a look at the Valve Index VR headset.
All right.
We've got articles, reviews, user feedback, all sorts of information.
Sounds good.
Really trying to figure out, is this headset worth the premium price tag?
Yeah, because
It's definitely up there.
it's a lot of money.
So we'll dive into everything, the good, the bad, and the ugly,
Okay, let's do it.
and hopefully help you make an informed decision. First things first, comfort.
Yes.
I mean, you're going to be spending hours
Yeah.
in VR if you're going to invest in it.
Hopefully.
So this thing better be comfortable.
Absolutely.
And looking at the design here, the Valve Index seems to have really thought that through.
They did.
We've got padded head straps, adjustable face gaskets to fit different face shapes and sizes.
Hmm.
They really seem to have considered ergonomics.
That's super important, I think, with VR in general. You know, early VR headsets
Yep.
weren't the most comfortable.
No, they were not.
And I think that hurt adoption. So it's nice that they are thinking about that right out of the gate.
Absolutely. And one thing that really stood out to me in the research is the off-ear audio.
Oh, yeah.
So no headphones pressing against your ears. The speakers are actually hovering right above them,
Right.
which is supposed to create this really immersive sound without the discomfort.
Yeah, and without the fatigue. I think that's the big thing. You know, you can play for hours without feeling that pressure on your ears.
Exactly.
And that can make a huge difference.
Okay, so we've got the comfort down, but how about those visuals?
Yeah.
What are we looking at here?
I mean, this is where the Index really shines. You know, they use dual LCD panels for each eye.
Okay.
So you're getting essentially double the pixels,
Hmm.
which means a crisper, more detailed image. Combine that with the high resolution, and it's just really, really impressive.
Yeah, the sources are raving about just how sharp and vibrant the display is.
And then you've got the refresh rate, which can go all the way up to 144 hertz. That means the image updates super smoothly. So, you know, that's great for immersion, obviously. But it also helps to reduce eye strain and motion sickness,
Oh, that's good.
especially if you're playing for long periods of time.
Right, especially in those like really fast-paced games.
Right, exactly.
Okay, so we've got that smooth refresh rate.
Yep.
And then I'm also seeing here wide field of view.
Right.
So what does that mean for the user?
So essentially, you're seeing more of the virtual world around you.
Okay.
So it's less like you're looking through a window
Right.
and more like you're actually present in that environment, which again really adds to that feeling of immersion.
Now let's talk controllers.
Hmm.
These Knuckles controllers, they sound like
They're very cool.
something out of a sci-fi movie. Individual finger tracking. How is that even possible?
So they have 87 sensors packed
Wow.
into these controllers that capture every little nuance of your hand movements. So it's not just the position of your hand, but also the pressure that you're applying with each finger. So you can really grasp and hold and manipulate objects in the game in a way that you just can't with a traditional controller.
That's really cool. Okay, so we've got these super advanced controllers, but how does the headset itself track your movements?
Right, so that's where the Lighthouse tracking system comes in. You've got these base stations that you set up in your play area,
Okay.
ideally for the best coverage, and they emit beams of light
Mm.
that are picked up by sensors on the headset and the controllers, and that allows for really precise tracking
Okay,
in 3D space.
gotcha. So we talked about the off-ear speakers, how immersive they are,
Yeah.
but the sources also really highlight the comfort.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big selling point because they don't actually press on your ears. You don't get that fatigue that you might get with traditional headphones.
Right.
So you can have much longer VR sessions without any discomfort.
And that's really important.
Yeah, especially if you're
Exactly.
someone who gets bothered by over-ear headphones. This is a really nice solution.
Okay, so all of this great tech, it's got to require a pretty powerful computer.
Right.
It does. So what are the system requirements here?
So at a minimum, you're going to need Windows 10
Okay.
or compatible Linux system. You need a decent processor, at least 8 gigabytes of RAM, and then a graphics card that can handle VR. But keep in mind, those are just the minimums.
Right, of
For
course.
the best experience. You're going to want to exceed those specs, if possible,
Makes sense.
because the smoother the performance, the better those visuals, the better the overall experience is going to be.
Okay, well, let's get down to it. Let's talk about the price.
Yeah.
We are looking at 100.79 euros for the full kit.
That's a lot.
That is not an insignificant amount of money.
No, it's a big investment. But you're getting a premium product.
Oh, yeah.
You know you're getting the best visuals, the best audio, the best controllers, the best tracking.
Right.
And it's all very well made and durable.
So is it worth it?
That's the question, isn't it?
That is the question. We've laid out all the features, what makes it special,
Mm-hmm.
but ultimately it's up to you
Yeah.
to decide if it fits in your budget.
And what you want to get out of VR. Do you want the absolute best? Are you okay with maybe something a little bit less? That might be a little bit more affordable.
Right, and I think another thing to consider is technology is constantly changing.
Oh, yeah. VR is moving fast. You know what's top of the line today. Might be middle of the road tomorrow.
Exactly so. If you're not quite ready to shell out over €1,000, it might be worth waiting to see what comes out in the next year or two.
That's a good point. Or maybe you just want to try VR in general first,
Right.
before you commit to a high-end system.
That's a great point. There are a lot of, more affordable entry-level headsets.
Exactly.
That could give you a taste of what VR is all about
Mm-hmm.
before you decide to really invest in the premium experience.
And you can always find places to demo headsets as well. Go to a store
That's true.
or a convention.
Yeah.
And try them out before you buy.
Yeah, that's a great point. Well, I think we've covered pretty much everything
I think so.
about the Valve Index VR headset.
Yeah.
Great tech immersive, but definitely a premium price tag.
Yeah, it is.
So it comes down to your budget and your expectations. But hopefully this deep dive has helped you make a more informed decision.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
We'll see you next time.
See you later.